Before America ever called itself a land of innovation, before Silicon Valley, before Wall Street, there were black hands, brilliant, genius black hands, building the blueprint of modern America. But here's the part they never teach you. Some of the greatest inventions in U.S. history were created by black inventors whose names were stolen, buried, rewritten, or erased completely. And the truly chilling part? You've used their inventions today, maybe even within the last hour, and never knew the real mind behind it. Not because they weren't brilliant, not because they didn't change the world, but because a system, carefully designed and brutally enforced, decided that black genius was dangerous, that black innovation threatened the myth of white superiority, that the world must never know how much was built by the very people America tried to break. Today, we are pulling those names back into the light. This isn't just history. This is stolen genius. This is suppressed black history. This is the truth America tried to erase. Stay with me, because once you hear the real stories of the black innovators behind everything from electricity to traffic safety to modern communication, you will never look at American innovation the same way again. Imagine a world where your brilliance becomes a threat, where the moment you create something extraordinary, the system steps in, takes it, stamps a different name on it, and leaves you with nothing, not credit, not money, not even acknowledgement. This wasn't accidental. This was systemic erasure, a machine built to profit from black creativity while making sure the creator never rose too high, never earned too much, never gained too much power. And few stories reveal this more brutally than the story of Lewis Latimer. When people talk about the electric age, they say one name, Thomas Edison. But here's what suppressed black history won't let you forget. Without Lewis Latimer, Edison's light bulb would have burned out in minutes. Latimer, a son of formerly enslaved parents, didn't just improve the light bulb, he revolutionized it. He created the carbon filament that made long-lasting light bulbs possible. But America could not allow a black man to be remembered as the inventor who illuminated the world. So Latimer was footnoted, pushed aside, reduced to an assistant. But the truth? He was a light behind the light, a black inventor powering a global revolution. Yet in classroom textbooks, in museums, in documentaries, you rarely hear his name. Why? Because America wasn't ready for the truth. That innovation was never a single race story. It was black hands shaping a whitewashed future. Now imagine this. You're driving through a busy street. Cars everywhere. Honking movement confusion. Suddenly you see a red light, and you stop without thinking. That moment of safety, that pause that prevents chaos, was given to the world by a black man, Garrett Morgan. Morgan invented the modern three-signal traffic light, not fine-tuned it, not contributed to it. He built it. And while that alone would cement anyone's legacy, Morgan did something even more extraordinary. He invented the gas mask prototype used to save countless soldiers and civilians. His invention saved lives on military fields. It saved firefighters. It saved workers trapped underground. But when people discovered the inventor was black, orders dropped. Companies refused to buy from him. White fire chiefs rejected demonstrations. Businesses suddenly claimed it wasn't needed. He had to hire white actors to pose as the inventor, so his product would be accepted. Think about that. A black man created a device that saved the very people who refused to acknowledge him. His genius was world-changing. His credit was stolen. Now let's talk about a woman whose brilliance was so powerful that even erasure could not silence her. Before the world knew the word entrepreneur, before women were allowed to own bank accounts, before black women were seen as anything but labor, there was Madam C.J. Walker, the first self-made female millionaire in America. She created a groundbreaking hair care system when no one believed in her. She built factories. She trained thousands of black women in business. She built a national distribution system before Amazon was ever imagined. But even she wasn't safe from historical theft. Many tried and still try to attribute her formulas to white chemists, her success to luck, her empire to help rather than brilliance. But Walker built herself from the ground up. She is the definition of American innovation, yet textbooks often reduce her to a hair care entrepreneur. Meanwhile, white businessmen who made far less impact are given whole chapters as pioneers. Meet George Washington Carver. Most people only know the peanut jokes. What they don't know is this. Carver quietly saved the Southern economy. Cotton farms were dying. The soil was exhausted. Agriculture was collapsing. Carver developed crop rotation systems, new industrial products, and over 300 inventions that rejuvenated American farming. His research saved billion-dollar industries. But society turned him into a caricature, a peanut guy, to minimize how revolutionary he truly was. Why? Because acknowledging Carver's genius would mean admitting that a formerly enslaved black man outsmarted the entire agricultural establishment, and the system couldn't allow that narrative. In the late 1960s, a woman named Marie Van Brittan Brown looked at her unsafe neighborhood and refused to be helpless. She created the first ever home security system, a camera, a two-way microphone, a monitor, a remote unlock button. Her patent laid the foundation for every modern system. Ring, Edity, Nest, Simply Safe. But do you ever see her name in those companies' histories? No. Her invention was used. Her genius was absorbed. Her credit was diluted. Another black innovator pushed into the shadows, while the world built fortunes using her ideas. Before fiber optics transmitted the world's information, before the digital age, before the internet, there was Granville T. Woods, the Black Edison, a name given because the system refused to call a black man superior to Edison himself. Woods created the telephone transmitter, the induction telegraph rail communication systems, and foundations of modern sound technology. Edison tried multiple times to buy Woods' patents, and when Woods refused, Edison filed lawsuits trying to claim the inventions. Woods had to prove his own genius in court just to keep ownership of ideas he created. Imagine inventing the future, and then having to fight to prove you invented it, because a white businessman wanted to rewrite the story. That is systemic erasure. Here's the truth that ties every story together. Black inventors built essential pieces of America, but the nation was not built to honor them. Patent laws didn't protect them. Corporations exploited them. Schools erased them. Hollywood ignored them. Textbooks diminished them. Society depended on their inventions while denying their humanity, because acknowledging the scale of black genius would destroy the narrative America used to justify centuries of oppression. If black people were brilliant, innovative, visionary, essential to the country's success, then the entire myth of black inferiority collapses. And that myth was worth billions, worth power, worth control. So a machine was built not to stop black innovation, but to take it, use it, profit from it, erase the authors, rewrite the credit. This wasn't neglect. It was design. Imagine if Lewis Latimer had been praised as a father of electric lighting. If Garrett Morgan had owned traffic technology patents globally. If Marie Brown had built a multi-billion-dollar home security empire. If Woods had become the titan of modern communication. If Carver's agricultural systems were attributed correctly. If black innovators had been funded, protected, and amplified, black wealth today would be unrecognizable. Black opportunity would look different. Black representation in science and tech would be transformed. This is the stolen inheritance, the stolen legacy, the stolen genius. This story is not just about history. It is about revival, about restoration, about returning stolen names to their rightful place. Every time we speak these names, every time we share these stories, every time we push back against the erased history, we restore power. We rebuild identity. We rewrite the narrative. We fracture a machine that profited from silence. Because the truth is this: black genius didn't disappear. It was hidden, and now we are unearthing it. You just stepped into the part of history they never wanted you to see. The part that reveals how much of America was built by black innovators whose names were stolen to protect a lie. But now the truth is out, and once you know the truth, you are impossible to control. Now it's your turn. Drop the name of a black inventor you want us to uncover next. Comment your requests. I'm reading every single one. If this story opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. The more people see the truth, the faster we break the system that tried to bury it. Thank you for watching. Let's continue uncovering the hidden history, the stolen genius, and let the world finally see what black innovation truly looks like.